Alright lads, so today we just finished up our 10th anniversary news live stream, the 4th time they've now officially done this. And within this live stream we had some pretty cool announcements, new character announcements that we are going to talk about once more on the channel. If you haven't already seen our initial reaction, recommend you guys check that out. But going into the news that we did get today, first up, if you are playing on PC and mobile, head to the Brave Souls game store on your browser and you can input the code BravesSouls0912 and that will get you 30 orbs straight into your gift box. Moving on, let's quickly talk about the characters. So revealed today is our mid-month banner for the month of September, and in this case it's continuing on with the new collaboration that we are doing with Kubo, where the artwork that he has drawn in the past can now become playable characters. This time around it's actually a unique design, something that for the most part we've never seen before. Again, that was my initial problem with last month's banner, is that for the most part it was just more swimsuit characters. This time around I guess you can call it martial artist Aaroniero and also Rukia. Kinda crazy that we are receiving a Rukia already, but these characters are based on this piece of art, so for those that are fans of Ichigo and Uryu, you unfortunately are kind of left out here. They instead just chose to go with Rukia and also Aaroniero, and both design-wise they look pretty cool. Again, this is done by Kubo. In terms of characters that they actually are though, it's a 2-character banner. Rukia is a melee normal attack damage character. The unique things about her is that her strong attack 2 can boost and heal, and her strong attack 3 is a barrier. So to my knowledge, she's the first of a kind, but she has 3 utility effects in terms of strong attacks, and that's going to actually make her a pretty good character in the Path to Unity co-op event. Using Rukia should hypothetically allow you to get the most amount of points, because you can provide boosts, barriers, and also heals. And I think that's the main idea with this character, while also of course getting usage in Sankamon, also Guild Quest, Epic Grades, etc. In terms of damage output though, because that's important for a character like this, she has a lot going for her. She has Flurry plus 2, 80% Bruiser, and also Long Reach. But the more kills she does get, the more damage she gets. 20% more melee damage after 15 enemies defeated. 30% more bruiser after 30 enemies defeated. And then she also does have a soul trait that has built-in 35% normal attack damage. And then also, she has an EX skill that provides your entire team with additional normal attack damage. 20% at max. So if we combine all these damage multipliers and just keep it very simple, it's a tad bit higher, but if we keep it simple, essentially she has a 185% normal attack damage increase with also Flurry plus 2. Then she has a boost, she has a barrier, and she also has a heal effect. I think this character is a lot better than people initially are giving her credit for. And with recharge built in, you can use your strong attacks more often, and in the idea of using it in Path for Unity, you're going to be able to get the challenges a lot faster, and also just keep your team protected, keep them at full stamina, keep them dealing more damage. As for the second character, Aaroniero is very similar. She is also a normal attack damage character, in this case a ranged one, with the No Affiliation Killer Plus ability. Damage output is also very high here, Flurry plus 2, 70% Bruiser, and then Flurry plus 3 in Guild Quest. Aaronioro's SA1 is also a minor boost. Her special move can actually provide barriers and also heal, and her strong attack 3 is also heal, so a lot of utility effects on these normal attack damage characters. Aaroniero is also very similar in the sense that as a normal attack damage character, the more kills she does get, the more benefit she gives to your entire team. So for example, after defeating 20 enemies, your entire team does 20% more summon damage. After defeating 40 enemies, your entire team now does 20% more damage to enemies that are inflicted by a status element. So just a solid normal attack damage character for the ranged No Affiliation Guild Quest, gonna work very well with a character like Swimsuit Noelle, who recently just released. And that's essentially the new banner. You are guaranteed one of the characters of your choice on step 20, and this is what the fillable is looking like. We'll talk about the banner once more, but essentially I do believe this banner is a very easy skip. As of right now, everyone should be saving orbs for end of month and 1000 G Blood banners. Banners like this you should only summon for if you really like the characters, if you're a fan of Rukia and Aaroniero, for example. Other than that though, it's a very easy skip. But with that said, let's go into some of the updates that we did get within this particular live stream. So the first thing to talk about is Path to Unity. They did briefly touch upon that when Rukia and Aaroniero were announced. And Caleb said that they received a lot of feedback regarding the release of this particular event and will be reflecting on that when this event next releases, potentially in a week or 2 from now. They didn't really tell us much, but I think the assumption here is that the rewards will be getting better. How better? We'll have to wait and see. But if your reason for not playing this event was that the rewards weren't good enough, that might be different next time this event does return. A new quality of life is being added regarding the multi-select limit for characters and also accessories. As of right now, when you are selling your characters or accessories, you can only sell up to 50 at a time. When you have hundreds of 3 stars, 4 stars, and hundreds of accessories sitting there to sell, it does result in pressing the sell button a bit too many times. So this new feature is going to allow you to select up to 1,000. It's a small quality of life feature, but I definitely do appreciate something like this. And it means after a big summon session, I can just quickly sell all my characters. Would love to see something like this be treated in the augmentation screen too. Right now, when it's sending characters, it's very similar, where you can only use 50 characters. I would love for that to be also increased upwards to 1,000. That way I can max my characters in literally one ascension screen. After that, we finally got some news regarding epic raids. So the first new feature they are going to add is an MVP screen. At the end of any epic raid, the player that deals the most damage will be rewarded an MVP status. It looks pretty cool. This is something that I've been wanting for a very long time. I don't know if we can see what damage each player does deal. It'd be nice to know that. But regardless, you are going to know at the end of any lobby who dealt the most damage. But alongside this, on the player screen, there will also be a section to show how many times you have gotten an MVP and for what epic raid you were rewarded the MVP for. Additionally, we are also getting a new feature that is going to increase the damage that you do get depending on the amount of players that are in your lobby and also depending on what type of players join your lobby. So the first one is for those that maybe can't get full rooms. When there are multiple epic raids going on at a time, maybe everyone's spread apart, or maybe you're playing epic raids in the later half of the month where everyone's pretty much done their farming and there's less people playing. So with that, if there are 3 or less players in a party, you will just receive maybe 2.5 times more medals, which is pretty cool. And then additionally, if any player joins your lobby that has the beginner's mark, everyone in the lobby will now get more damage, which is pretty crazy. We can briefly see the numbers here, so 2 or more players with the beginner's mark, everyone deals 30% more damage, and if the entire lobby is just beginner players, everyone will then deal 200% more damage. So I guess this is a cool way of encouraging new players to join your lobby, and not be super restrictive on what type of players you are accepting, for example. But that's pretty much it for the news that we did get regarding the upcoming game updates. Now we have some other things to talk about regarding, again, the Brave Souls Festival. So once more, this is going to be a big event that is held in November. I expect a lot of exciting announcements to come from this, at least one would hope so. It is going to be a big deal. If you did miss the opportunity to buy tickets to go to the event, keep in mind this is in Japan. You can buy tickets once more. And they also did announce the lineup for the music that will be played there. Pretty good tracks. Some of the ones that I voted for were included here, so I'm pretty excited. And then we also will be getting Kon's voice actor joining the event, which is pretty cool. It's the first time we've ever had his voice actor present in any event for Brave Souls. But with that, which I think is really cool, we are also going to get the opportunity to create a Kon in game for a future character, hopefully a 5-star character. Because last time they did something like this, the character ended up being a 4-star, which was Leak Orihime. We don't really have many details regarding this or when it does potentially start. It might even be held during the Brave Souls Festival event. But the idea is that you get to vote for a future Kon design. So similar to what we did again during the Leak Hime April Fool's event a couple years back, similar to what we did for the voting banner that has yet to happen just yet. We get to vote for a Kon. That means we're getting a new playable Kon. Hopefully he's good and hopefully he's free too. Hopefully it's a 5-star. Whenever the voting does end though, expect the character to release after 6 or so months, which would be very similar to how the free Orihime was handled and also the Rukia Epic Raid. It usually does take 6 to 7 months. So yeah, I'm pretty excited by that Kon. Probably one of the things that went under the radar during this entire live stream. Right now, I'm just curious if the design that we do get is either a new design that we can create, or is it something based on what we've seen in the past, like, for example, the Future Society Kon, Machine Society Kon. Again, there's still more we need to find out regarding this whole Kon event, but it sounds pretty cool. And I guess lastly, for those that do care about this, the Brave Souls pop-up store where you can buy IRL BBS merch. Originally, you were only able to buy these if you went in person and lived in Japan, but I believe starting on the 17th, the store is going to go live where you can just buy those overseas. So pretty cool stuff for those that want to do that. But either way, that's the video for today. Going over all the news that we did get in the live stream. I wasn't expecting much from this live stream besides the new character announcements. Took a while to get the character announcements, but overall we got some pretty cool announcements. Excited to see some of the upcoming stuff. Let me know what you like to think about it in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.